Coach Jim Meerman. Many of the coaches you have heard about so far have coached the majority of their careers at only one school. Coach Meerman is no exception. He started coaching at Coopersville High School in 1981 as a JV coach and then took the head coaching position in the fall of 1985. He was the head coach for 25 years. Coach Meerman's accomplishments are many and so deserved. He has had only 3 losing seasons in 32 years of coaching. Coach Meerman's biggest thrill in coaching. Going for 2 in the regional championship, we were successful and advanced to the semifinals in 2006. Coach Meerman's comments on why coach. I love the challenge of preparing and motivating a team to win. The practice, the planning, and the drills were my journey. I also like to see players set goals and work to strive to meet those goals. 90% of the coaches I have had were Coopersville graduates. We all had strong commitments to the community, the school, and our program. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Hall of Fame, Coach Jim Meerman.
Thank you, Jack. I just want to start off by apologizing if you don't hear me. I've been fighting a cold for about 10 days. That's been my biggest concern all week, is whether or not I'd be able to get through this. But I want to start off by congratulating all the other coaches here. I've heard nothing but great things about the Hall of Fame banquet, and it's definitely lived up to it. I want to thank Jack, especially for his reminders about staying on top of speeches and so forth. Just unbelievable. I was on the elliptical. I was telling my wife I was on the elliptical and I was going through my speech and so forth, and I had a note there from, yep, Jack, make sure it stays this long. I was on it for 25 minutes. Oh, I think I better cut that back. So, this is definitely an award. It's a program award. And I want to emphasize program award because my name goes on the plaque, but there's a lot of people involved in Coopersville that made this possible, the success that we've had there. And I want to take the time to recognize those people. Most of my speech will be thanking those people. I also have great support from a loving family, my family as well as my wife's that are here in support. But before I get started, my coaching staff, I've got 2 coaches here that were with me from the start. One of them was a quarterback back in the 70s, and I was a running back, and he stayed with me. We coached together. He still today coaches 3 sports. He's just amazing. He's had 2 hip replacements. He just keeps going and going and going, and I want to recognize him to start with. That's Gary Klein. Gary, if you'd stand. I won't tell him how old you are. Coach Van Houten is the other one that I want to mention. Him and I, it's been pretty much a paired thing. And we've been together since the start. We both came in as Grand Valley students, thought we had all the answers, and found out we had a lot of learning to do. And from there, I became the head coach. He's followed, and he's just done an outstanding job of building the program as well as all of the coaches. But he's been at my right side. I still say today, probably one of the best defensive coordinators in the state. And that's probably, I've just seen him work and how much time, especially in the weight room as well. So definitely deserving, and I have to recognize him. Coach Van Houten, would you stand? The other person that's here that's been a very close mentor of mine, a father figure in education to me, superintendent that hired me, and still today a very good friend, and that's Bob Thornton. The other people that are here, and there's a lot of people here that, for my family, I come from a family of 6, and they are all here tonight. And I'm honored and tickled and I'm very thankful. And so I thank my brothers and sisters. I want to recognize my brother Joe. He was an assistant coach. He's basically the athletic director on the field for me. He not only did that, he ran the Rocket program, officiates. He was just the guy that was always there for us. So I want to thank Joe. I want to also recognize my parents. my mom was the biggest supporter, a great cheerleader of all of her kids. And she was at a lot of our games. I can remember as a player, she had that cowbell, ringing it all the time and so forth. And again, a great supporter. My dad followed me to every game. He became a statistician for me and never missed a game. He was there in the sidelines. I have one story I want to tell you about him. We were playing Forest Hills Northern, close game. I had to make a decision. We're going to punt, we're going to go for it. And I'm looking down, and I thought Van Houten standing beside me, and I said, go for it or punt. And I turned, I looked, it was my dad. He said, go for it. And it was one of those dad commands. And I turned and I looked, I said, punting. That was the only time I disagreed with him, but no, he's always been there for us, all the kids and so forth, and I want to thank him as well. I've got in my wife's family too, I've been blessed, great in-laws led by my mother-in-law in the corner as well, a great friend and a great family. So I come from a great family, and I think that's what was able and helped me through a lot of tough times. And I won't get into a lot of that, but I'd also like to recognize my family. If they would stand, TJ and Jackie, that's my oldest. They're both Chippewa grads. They're the odd ones in the family. The rest of us are from Grand Valley, but fire up Chips. TJ's Catholic Central's boys basketball coach, and Jackie was an All-American track star at Central Michigan. My second son, Josh, and his wife, Kelly, Grand Valley grads as well. And Josh played football at Grand Valley for Brian Kelly for a few years. And Kelly was an All-American swimmer. So you can see what I'm getting here. We're going to have some great grandkids, okay? That's the plan. My eldest daughter, Jimmy Lynn, and her husband, Jim. Jimmy Lynn's a kindergarten teacher at Coopersville. And Jim is a masonry worker as well as a defensive line coach for Allendale High School. So he's involved with football too. That's why I allowed him to marry my daughter. My youngest, Stacia, she's the oddball because she's not gone into teaching. 3 of my kids are into teaching. She's into social work, doing a great job, and she is getting married this summer. So we're happy for her as well. I've always kind of had an agreement with my wife that I would never say anything about her. Okay, and I've heard some stories tonight. I'm kind of glad maybe I probably should. But she has been by far my best assistant coach. There's a lot of people that ask me about coaching. You know, what's the number one thing? You know, what's going to make you a good coach? And the one thing that sticks out in my mind is you've got to have a wife that supports what you're doing. And I have the greatest. She supports what we do, my family, and I've never been able to break her up. I had a few health issues earlier. She was a great supporter of that as well. And not only a great assistant coach, she's my best friend. And I love her, and I want her to stand too. I've been involved with coaching a long time. I'm currently in middle school and assistant principal. So you can probably tell why I would like to retire. But I've always enjoyed coaching. I've coached a number of different sports. I enjoy going to my son's games as well, still staying part of football. It's been a great part of my life. I want to thank the people from Coopersville that are here, as well as family, and thank you again to the association. You just run a great program. Thank you.